This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here are your hosts, Jeff Gardner and Sean Preston.
Welcome to another episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast. Today we have another good neighbor on, Gurinder, Dhami of HolyShakes, Barrie. Gurinder, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to chatting with you, especially about your business. We want to know about who you are, your business as well. But your business is interesting to me because pretty much my whole staff has been to your business at least one occasion. But my co-host, Sean, my business partner, I think has been there more than once. Number of times, and you create shakes like I've never seen before. So it's interesting in a dessert, in a market where there are so many treats and desserts and shakes to choose from, that one would call that a saturated industry. You came in no holds barred and created a name for yourself. So it's interesting. A lot of business owners will say, you know, I don't want to become a psychotherapist, or I don't want to be an HVAC guy. There's so much competition out there. The market is already saturated. And often that's a very limiting belief. Sometimes you just got to think outside of the box and be different. But before we get into that, talk to us about what you do. What is HolyShakes, Gurinder?
Sure. All right. First of all, thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. Let me tell a little bit about HolyShakes, right? HolyShake Barrie, it is a part of a young and fast casual dessert and a food brand. That's all about creating experience, not just meals. Our concept, it is designed for every age, from modern customer, as you mentioned, from millennials, Gen X, Gen Z, who love food, great vibes, and the perfect Instagram moment. At HolyShakes, we specialize in indulgent, handcrafted milkshakes. Waffles, we have partnership with Cheesecake Factory, and all of our cheesecakes are from Cheesecake Factory.
I didn't know that. Very cool.
Yeah, and other desserts that are not only picture perfect, but truly delicious. But we are more than just desserts. Our menu also include amazing comfort foods like burgers, tacos, mac and cheese, poutines, wraps. Everything is made from fresh and packed with flavor. You know, we actually take pride in being inclusive. Our menu caters to everyone, whether you're a vegetarian, a vegan, a lactose intolerant, gluten sensitive, or 100% halal food. We have got you covered. Another thing is our price point is our strength as well. Started from $7.99 to $19.99, you can enjoy a gourmet quality meal, dessert without breaking the bank. At HolyShake, our motto is simple: the customer is king. We are not trying to be cheap. We're trying to be the best in taste, service, and overall experience.
Yeah, I like it, man. And where do I want to take this? First off, how long has HolyShakes Barrie been around for?
We actually started we did the soft opening, started in July, but we had our grand opening on August 23rd. Soft opening because, as I mentioned it, I actually trained all of our employees. It's an art. If you see our freak shakes, they are actually you need to be an artist to make them, right? So those we actually gave them training, right? I really personally, believe in customer service. So I want to give perfect customer experience to every single customer who comes to our store. So that's why we did a soft opening, and then we actually, opened did the grand opening. And it was a huge, from whole Barrie, I can say, came over, and was really good experience.
And HolyShakes is a franchise, yes?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So what made you want to open up a shake shop?
Again, it's all about we are actually three partners, right? And our journey with HolyShakes, it began with a shared passion for food and creating joy through experiences, right? As I mentioned it, we wanted to bring something unique to Barrie, a place that felt fun, modern, and family friendly, but also had a touch of creativity and indulgence, right? So into that, like why I actually go into the milkshakes, because it's whenever I was feeling low, in my life, I've had a lot of struggles when I, started my journey. Whenever I was feeling I was going to, dessert place, it was always relaxing me. So I thought, why not? Like I open, a restaurant or a place where people can come and relax and enjoy their shakes, and that's main reason why I opened that.
And yeah, I love it, man. I'm thinking of, so you soft launched in July. It had to be
Yes.
built already. Everything had to be set up and done. So how
Mhm.
far in advance did the idea pop into your head to, I'm going to open up a HolyShakes in Barrie?
Mhm.
How long of a process was that from idea to conception?
Correct. So it was a long journey. So basically, what happened is, especially in Barrie, like it was a bit tough to get a place, right? I was looking for a place where actually, like, people can reach us easily. So then Wellington Plaza was, I was targeting that, right? No Frill was there, Shopper Drug Mart was there, One Eyed Restaurant, right? So that's what I was looking for. It took us almost like a year and a half to find that place. Luckily, we got that, and bang, like, and also I was looking for a place where I can actually, if you see that, like, we have a huge place there too, right? Like on the sitting side too. I want to actually create on improving the vibes on that, right? I will try to bring, more and more interactive, activities there, like maybe a photo booth there, so that, people can enjoy more their visit.
So from what you're just saying, this was like 3 years or more in the making.
Correct. That's
Yeah.
correct.
And what, like, how did you even, especially for the business owners listening here, the franchise model is the most successful small business model. I mean, it's wildly more successful than just opening up your own mom and pop shop. I mean, the statistics on a mom and pop small business are about 80 or 90% of them will fail and cease to exist in a 5 to 10 year period.
Yeah.
That's, like 1 or 2 out of 10 will make it to 10 years, and even less than that will make it there profitably. Whereas the franchise model has the opposite numbers, much. It's a tried and true formula. They know how to build a business, whether it's Tim Hortons or Harvey's or McDonald's or Swiss Chalet. We have a number of those customers, and we see how successful they are. So the franchise model is the most successful small business model by a landslide. I had never heard of HolyShakes before you. So you must have heard about this years ago to open up the franchise. So how did you find out about them? And really, you said that through your struggles, desserts and shakes and things like that brought you comfort. And I'm happy to hear that. That means you have passion behind the product, but you still need to like the business model. It's one thing for me to be like, I really like ice caps at Tim Hortons. Like, they are my guilty pleasure. I really like ice caps, but I wouldn't go and open up a Tim Hortons tomorrow. And I've looked into that franchise model about 10 years ago, and there's no way I would do it. So it's one thing to really like the product. It's another thing to like it so much that you open up your own business. So I'm assuming the business model is a positive one, but what brought HolyShakes to your brain in the first place? Did you visit one 4 or 5 years ago and thought, I love this, I need to open up my own one? How did it go?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So, like one of the day, right? Like I was actually doing full-time job, full-time study, right? So it was like tough day for me, right? On that day, like I was tired. I was thinking, like, to go a place where I can relax a bit. So I'll actually explore it. HolyShake came to me. It's actually it's a open from Toronto though, GTA area. So in one of the place, I actually looked in online, HolyShakes pop up. When like I saw their Freak Shakes. I said, okay, let's go there and relax a bit. Went there, loved their, food, their vibrant setting. That actually, I was relaxed. And then main thing about their customer service, right? The person who actually came and delivered to me, fortunately, he was the owner of that place, right? So it was taking a little longer. They were very busy. Came to me, said, you know what? Okay, here's your, uh, you know, it's taking a little longer. I'm gonna give you a complimentary. He brought a cheesecake to me. He gave that. I was enjoying that. Loved it. And then when I, got my milkshake, it was like I was actually loved it. And I started talking to him. So my background is actually, aerospace engineer, right? So
Aerospace engineer. Wow. I thought you were
yes,
going to say a business major or marketing or something like that. Aerospace to HolyShakes.
yes, yeah. So that was like, one of my hardship in life too. So if I want to go into that, if you don't mind, like I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself as well, right? And then that will open up how, like, I went into Holy Shake as well, right? So coming to Canada as an international student, I came in 2003,
How old were
young
you in
kid,
2003?
lot of, you know, uh, in my head, I want to be successful. Why I chose Canada? Because of opportunities. And today, it's been 22 years. I love Canada. I cannot even think about going back to any other country. Canada has given me so much, right? But it was not an easy journey, right? Coming as an international student, uh, it was the biggest challenge of my life, right? Tuitions were high, balancing study with work wasn't easy. I used to study during the day and head straight to my full-time job at a restaurant. It was a full chain KFC, Taco Bell. They have Pizza Hut as well, and they used to have streets well wings over there too. So it's like I used to work there. It was tough period, taught me discipline, resilience, and hard work, right? That actually shaped who I am today. I was always been passionate about aircrafts. That was my passion. And working as at a restaurant, that actually brought me together. So both passions, when I came to Canada, I was thinking I'm gonna do something about it, right? So first thing is, okay, my passion from childhood was to, like, do something with airplanes, aircrafts, right? So I pursued, like, my studies in aerospace engineering. Got admission at, like, used to call Ryerson, now they changed the name to Metropolitan University. So did my master's from there. I was fortunate enough to got a job as a design engineer in the most reputable company in the aerospace industry as an engineer. Love my job. I'm still doing that, right? uh,
You're
and
still doing.
I'm still doing it because that's my passion, right? On one side. And another thing is when I start working at KFC, Taco Bell, my customer service industry, that love was never being faded, right? So then I always dreamed to open a place where I could serve delicious, creative food and create an atmosphere that made people smile. So I was always going to these, small places to see what can, like, once I'm gonna open it, I want to make sure all the customers gonna get everything, into that. So opening and running a restaurant, like, it was kind of, challenge too, right? I had technical background, but again, as you mentioned that, right, it needs lot of, you need to have accounting background to how to manage the businesses, right? So then I took another challenge on myself. I did executive MBA from University of Toronto. I graduated from there, and that's actually, yet now I can say yes, running a business, I have sense, right? So when I was
Did
talking
you
to
say an
Holy,
executive MBA?
yes,
So
I.
what are the studies in an executive MBA before you
So
continue?
it was all about the business administration.
Yeah.
So basically, your University of Toronto has a program. It's 14 months of program. So it's like you get the MBA degree, Master in Business Administration. So, but you have to have a full-time job, and your company has to sponsor you. They pay for that. It's pretty like expensive. I almost spent close to $160,000 for that, but luckily companies sponsored that, and I got all that, all that education for the businesses. It tells you how to manage business, how to take care of customer service. All those, like, you actually learn in that course. So that's the main reason. When I finished my MBA, now like I had sense of how to run a business, right? So I started talking to different franchisors, and then that day still I can. It actually brings tears in my ear, in my eyes when I think about that. So I talked to the owner of the HolyShakes franchisor, and then Barrie, I thought, this is the place where I need to bring that, right? So that's my journey to open
And do
that
you
HolyShakes.
live here, Gurinder?
I live in North York, though, like at different places. At the moment, I'm living in Brampton, but my partner lives in Barrie, and I always have a connection to Barrie. I was visiting him. My whole family is actually always, whenever we are going to visit my cousin in Barrie, love that place, right? And we are planning to move close to Barrie area.
Love it, man. And where did you come from before Canada?
From India.
From India. And so you were how old when you moved here? 23? Sorry, 2003?
Yeah, I was actually, at that time I was 18.
18. And did you move here on your own or with your family?
Came as with my family, but my parents had their like decent jobs. They just came here, and they left us. Me and my brother, we stayed here by ourselves.
So you guys lived here on your own at 18.
Yes.
And what did you do? Share an apartment or something like that?
Yes, we started from a basement, lived there, right? And that's what I love about Canada. Everything, like it gave me independence, right? Back home, we never even thought about doing any art job, right? Over there, you had like maids at home, everything they gotta do it for you, right? Whenever you need money, ask parents, they'll give it to you. When I saw here, kids starting from 14, 15, 16, they start actually making money, right? They were independent. That's actually I loved about Canada, right? During that time, it was so safe. You don't need to even lock your doors, right? You talk to people; they are so helping all the time, right? You go anywhere, amazing customer service, right? And that actually gave me, okay, you know what? I need to. This is a place where I want to live. I want to, you know, uh, I want to make my family here, right? I want my kids to live in this environment. And I know things have changed, but I'm pretty sure within few years we're gonna go back to what Canada was like, few 20, 30 years ago. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna make it happen.
I love hearing that, man. Do you have kids as well?
Yes, I do. I have a 4 year old. Her name is Kiara, going to just started her school. So
4 years
yeah,
old, man. Awesome.
yeah.
So you got the business, aerospace engineer. You got the family out in India. Your brother here. You got your kid, business partners. You got the whole thing, man. It's an interesting story. I'm curious. What was the most challenging part for you when you came here on your own with your brother at 18, 19?
Correct.
So I asked that question. I'll provide a little bit of context. There's going to be a lot of people that listen to this that they have great ideas in their head. It could just be to get in shape. Some people wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and they're like, I know I could do better. I want to get in shape. And then they sit on it for multiple years, maybe never do it. Some people have a business idea. A lot of us, I think, are walking around with this idea in our head that we could be better, a better version of ourselves than we are today. Not everybody acts on that. So when we see somebody come through such adversity, like moving to another country, did you speak English when you came here?
I was actually,
So you
it
learned
was,
English in India.
I did, but again, like a bit here it was a bit tough too. Over there, you accent is a bit different too. Over there, like they were teaching us, British, like it's a Brit kind of accent. Here is more North American, right? But to me, like I was actually loving everything. Like took it as a challenge, and then learned from there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just such a simple sentence. And some people get it and some people don't. Uh, but I love hearing that story. I love hearing that you guys came here at such a young age and now you're a business owner to a very interesting business. Okay. Let's talk a bit more on the personal side for you, Gurinder. What really lights you up? Like what really puts a smile on your face? Give me 4 or 5 things that you really love to do. We know that milkshakes, you really love treats. Outside of that, what do you love to do, man? What puts a smile on your face?
Sure. Talking to people, helping people. That's one thing. Even if you will come to my store, you will see that love talking to people. I go talk to them. I go talk to old age people, young kids. With that, like it tells, like listening to their story, it gives you like, it connects you with them, right? And it's not just about like, serving food. It's all about getting their experiences, talk to them. That gives me a smile. If I can help somebody, right, that actually brings smile on my face. Another thing is spending time with my daughter. Small little things she does. It actually helps you to even though you are so tired, you come from work, you come from store, restaurant, like you had a like corporate meeting, it actually take away your energy. But sitting home talking to your daughter, just a little hug, it actually brings back your energy. Especially when I from sometimes I had a meeting in the morning from my regular job, then I go to store, talking to people, same thing, it brings back my energy, right? So these are the thing. Love running, go for jogging if I have nothing to do. Wake up early in the morning, just go for a run. That also bring like smile on my face. So yep.
I love it, man. And so, did you say, so you're still working as an aerospace design engineer?
No, I actually moved up. That was my like first job as a startup as a design engineer. Then I moved, as a project engineer, project manager. Now I'm actually leading 2 departments, engineering as well as PM office. So
As
yeah,
full time.
that's full time. Yes.
And then how much time do you spend at HolyShakes?
Uh,
Are you actually at the restaurant?
I My partner is full time. He stays there. He is there all the time. My is in the evenings. I like right after. Good thing about my work is like flexible. But on the weekends, I'm always there. And behind the scene, it's just like there are a lot of other things. These days, marketing is another thing. You have to make sure anybody is giving reviews. You have to make sure you reply back to them within right away. My goal is within like next 8 to 10 hours, I try to reply back, and that's what I do it. Talking to accountants, all like taking care of all those stuff. I'm taking care of those.
Okay. So you're working a full-time job, you have a kid, you have a partner,
Yep.
and you're putting in hours at HolyShakes during the week too. Not a whole
Yes.
lot of personal time, I'm guessing.
Yep. I know,
Right.
but it's more about like family understanding too. I'm so blessed to have a family. My wife, she is like so understanding, always there to help. If she knows like uh, uh, you know, I need to be at restaurant late hours. Sometimes I come late too, right? So what happened is like we actually stayed at my cousin's place too whenever, and they're so understanding. They always support me from like day one when we start talking to the franchisor to the day we opened it until today. Always
Are your
get
cousins
help.
out in Barrie?
Yeah, he lives in Barrie. Yeah, he's there for years. So
So you stay over there sometimes when you work late at the
that's correct.
shake
Yeah.
shop. Awesome, man. It's a very interesting story. You're working a lot, and I hope people hear that. There's a lot of business owners that will listen to this, and often we don't want to admit the amount of volume that it requires to make something successful. Running a successful business is not easy. Most businesses are not successful, and it just takes a lot of time. Something that I want to share with the people listening is it's not always that way. You don't always have to work 60, 70, 80, 90 hours a week. But there are certainly, it seems to be for me at 39, there are seasons throughout your career, which it would be very advantageous for you to work that much, knowing that it's not forever. Maybe you work that much for 3, 4, 5 years as a business starts building up, and eventually it hits a growth target that you're comfortable with, and then you can dial it back a little bit. But having a living, breathing business that's successful and making an impact on its community and has a product that people like, it's just not easy to do and requires a lot of time and love. So it does not surprise me at all to hear how much you're working. What I'm wondering is, as the business starts to grow, are you still going to stay in aerospace? Like, do you really love that to the point of continuing to work that full-time job into years into the future?
So it would be, it's all depend. I want to be. It's not like you're right. Like, family matters a lot too. I need to spend time with family too. So to me, like, I am actually getting so much whenever I'm actually at HolyShake. I actually it again. You can even see that, right? It gives me so much in like fun talking to people. It's more like, because now this is my own business, right? I can put more, even I'm putting extra efforts into that. This is my business, right? Talking to people, bringing customers, helping them. It actually gives me, more relaxing. So I don't feel even tired there, right? So I think I'm probably going to pursue, go into this and opening more, restaurants down the road.
So at some point, you're hoping to transition out of aerospace to open up more HolyShakes and spend more time there.
Definitely, yes.
That's the goal. Okay. I mean, you were what, 18 when you moved here, 22 years. So you're only in your early 40s, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. And I imagine you'll be working for the next couple of decades for sure.
Sure.
Very cool. Yeah. This question is a really important one to me. It's had such an impact on I imagine it's had impact on every human being that's ever existed, because we all go through challenges. But essentially what it is I strongly believe that the majority of a human being's growth comes from the challenges that they face. When we're in a comfortable position and everything's going perfectly, I think much less growth and learning comes from that. Whereas when we're faced with something, we just get hit by a wall, whether we choose to do that or if it's chosen for us, something like COVID. COVID, nobody chose. It came to us. It was a big challenge for a lot of us. Are you going to use that as an opportunity to fuel you and become a stronger person, a better version of yourself, or are you going to use it to bring you down? So I think ultimately every human being will wrestle with that question when they're doing something that they really don't enjoy doing. How are they going to face that? Who are we going to be in that moment? And even if we hate the experience, especially if we know who we want to be and we're going through something really uncomfortable. Like, I just went through an illness that lasted for almost 3 weeks. I haven't been sick in years. Like, I'm a health freak. That's the background that I came from before owning this marketing company with Sean. Was a personal trainer and a gym owner. So health is everything to me. So I don't really get sick. So I haven't gotten much practice over the last decade of how to handle sickness. And I got my ass kicked these last few weeks. But I was asking myself that question regularly, like when I wasn't sleeping and just staying up all night looking at the ceiling, like, how is this going to make me better? How is this going to make me better? How is this going to make me better? I hate what I'm going through right now. It's very uncomfortable. I'm sweating. I'm weak. I got no appetite. I'm grumpy, all kinds of weird symptoms. But I kept asking myself that questions because it was taught to me by mentors before. Like, these moments are what is going to shape who you become. So if I allowed that sickness to really beat me down and I was miserable to everybody else and I didn't do my reading or I didn't get things done, it would have been a regret, and I would have maybe regressed as a human being. But I think I handled it fairly well, and I think it did add to my character a little bit. So we love to ask the guests on the show, are there any trials, tribulations, challenges that you've been through, mainly personal, but business could be one a point as well, that when you went through in the moment, you really didn't like it? Like, this sucks. But when you look back in hindsight, you recognize it now as an ingredient that shaped who you are. The point that we're trying to make here is that there will be people listening that are just going through shit right now, and it probably sucks. And a lot of us will succumb to that shittiness, making us a lesser version of ourselves. But if we can just put out a little bit more effort, just a little bit extra in some cases, months, years down the line, something will come up into our mind where we think back to this moment and be like, because I did that one extra thing, because I thought that different way during that time, even though I hated it, I'm a much better version of myself for it. We're trying to get people to lean into those uncomfortable experiences. So any trials, tribulations, hardships that you've been through that probably sucked in the moment, that you likely did not enjoy, but when you look back at it in hindsight, has now become an ingredient that has made you who you are today.
True. Yeah. So no, thanks, Jeff. I think all of us, we are, being human beings, we are going through that, right? But again, our struggle actually makes us stronger. I can tell you one example. I was so sick during during my master's when I was studying at Ryerson. At that, I had back-to-back exams. I was sick like a dog. I, took that as a challenge. I said, no matter what, I have to make it happen. So my simple funda, everybody has here that never quit. I actually was taking medications, was, studying like crazy, because I had that one thing in my mind. I had, there was a time in when studying too, I had 3 nights without sleeping for my study, right? I was just thinking about that. Okay, you know what? I have done that in the past. That's okay. I'm sick. Maybe this is kind of a test for me, right? I have to make it happen. Did that. I excelled that. I got in both exams A+ from that. I know it was so tough, but now that moment, whenever I feel like, I'm tired, I cannot do it, I just think about that. Look, I have done that, right? So to me, all of us, we have something in our life which actually, as you mentioned it, we don't like that, but that still, if we don't quit at that moment, it actually becomes a lesson, and it's a life time lesson, right? And that actually motivates you every time. So to me, main thing is, discipline, resilience, and hard work. Never quit. Just keep doing it. Move yourself. And once you actually get that sleep the next day after that hardship, that sleep is amazing. You just need 3-4 hours of that sleep, and it's gonna bring back all your tired. It's gonna refresh you, right? And that moment it's gonna last for all your life, right? You can even tell that to your kids, to your friends, and you can motivate them as well.
It's interesting that you say that sleep after.
Yeah.
When I was going through this illness,
Mhm.
first off, thank you for sharing that. I imagine many people will resonate with that. But that's a really interesting piece and an idea that I've been toying with and trying to understand a little bit more how it affects me personally, because Sean and I especially, we're out there talking so much. We're on, we do a ton of marketing for our own business. We create videos, we do podcasts, we write articles. And within our own organization, we have a franchise model. So there's hundreds of us throughout Canada and North America doing something similar to us. And we're the top team. So we get asked these questions all the time. How do you guys succeed? How do you guys deal with hardships? What'd you do for this? What'd you do for that? How do you wake up every morning so early and do these things? And I'm like, I struggle and fail like everybody else. So what is it that has made the difference? This is one of the things that has I've noticed about me personally, and I would argue that this is true for probably most people, and it's what you touched on a moment ago. So when I was sick, I was at the beginning, again, this was for nearly 3 weeks. And I don't usually get sick at all. I usually feel pretty even keel, pretty happy guy, pretty high energy guy. So the first couple of days I was just miserable. I just sat there and watched TV and just complained and bitched all day. And I noticed nothing was getting better. And then I thought to myself, now that it's been like 3 days of just binge watching TV, sitting on the couch, not sleeping, being cranky, not eating, nothing is happening. So I thought, I read a lot, and that's one of my things that I do to be productive, whether it's philosophy or business, something to help make me better. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to read for 30 minutes. And then that did a little something. Then I'm just going to go walk outside for 10 minutes, just something, get a little sun in the eyes, just do a little bit of walking. And now over the next 5-6 days, each day there was a little bit more reading, a little bit more walking, even a little tiny bit of fitness. I was really, really weak. So just a little bit of weight lifting. And then the health started to transition. I started to feel a little bit better. The sleepless nights started to turn into sleep. And when I look back on it, I like to write quite a bit. I like to document as much as I can in my life. Why did I feel worse? Why did I feel better? What were things that I did leading up to those feelings? And I noticed unequivocally the days that I sat there and did nothing, I never felt better. I stayed just as bad, or I got worse. The days that I really didn't enjoy reading when I was sick, sweating, cold, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy going for the walk. I really didn't want to do those things, but my health started to transition positively. I noticed that I started to get some sleep. I noticed that my appetite started to kick in. So that was something just recently. I've documented this before, but that was something just recently that it's like, what are the things I absolutely don't want to do right now? I don't want to read. I don't want to walk. I don't want to move. I don't want to eat. I don't want to do any fitness. Those things are starting to become the things that I make sure that I do. And then it's almost like your brain and body, your soul, your heart, your whatever knows the things you don't want to do, the really, really uncomfortable things in those unfortunate moments. If you do them, your body, your brain, your mind will reward you in some way by giving you a little extra sleep, adding a little bit more hunger, getting some of those nutrients back into you. And that was as clear as day. The days that I did nothing and I succumbed to the comfort that I was looking for, I did not move forward. The days that I did some of those uncomfortable things, like reading something difficult, walking, a little bit of fitness, I was rewarded. So it's interesting that you say that the day after that you do the thing you don't want to do, you sleep better. And that is the litmus test for the majority of my life is what is my mind doing when I'm going to sleep at night? Number one is how quality of a sleep do I get? If I get a good quality sleep, it likely means I lived a good day. And then what is my brain doing when I hit the pillow at night? Is it just running circles and worry and doubt and these self-limiting beliefs, or is it at peace? The closer I can get to that stillness, that peace, the better I sleep. And that's kind of how I judge my day. It really determines how peacefully I sleep at night. If I've lived a good day, I will sleep peacefully at night.
Totally agree with you. And same thing, like, whenever I feel sick, I try to, get ready, get a shower, get ready, go out of house, right? And literally if you can keep yourself busy with things you like you don't even feel you're sick, right? If you stay at home, definitely you're going to ruin that day. You're going to be, you're going to make everybody's day miserable too, right? And going to start complaining. So to me, like always, get ready, go out. Same thing in the pandemic too, right? I was worried, like, what are we going to do, right? What's going to happen? Luckily, I was in aerospace, right? We are doing a lot of, military stuff as well. So I have to go to work every single day, So we were going to work. Then we had a baby girl as well in 2021. It was right in the pandemic, right? Again, I'm coming back, from office, coming to home. Same thing. Another, what are we going to do so that baby doesn't get sick, right? Okay. First thing, remove your, take shower, change your clothes, and then enter the house, right? So it's all about, discipline, right? And I agree with you, right? Like, so we shouldn't, if we are not feeling well, it should not be excused on us, right? Keep moving, right? Never quit. That should be, and everybody should do that, right? So nothing is impossible in life.
Yeah, it really is interesting. It's so counterintuitive. When you're sick, you're told to rest. So it's like, okay, I'm going to sit on the couch and just rest all day. It just doesn't seem to work. I think there's such a thing as too much rest, too much lack of movement. So it's not don't rest. It's not keep moving all the time. It's make sure you're not just doing one or the other. Don't always move. Don't always rest. Do
Very
both.
true.
It seems to be reward the human in my case, especially. It seems like in yours as well. Something that I want to speak directly to business owners out there. I love the franchise model because of the success rate. It's a playbook, right? Like a football coach. He and she have a playbook. They've done this play many, many times before. So they've written out exactly how to do it. They know all the problems that can occur and they have answers to each one of them. And now they're saying to the next team, we're about to face this. Here's the playbook. That's what a franchise is. When McDonald's opens their next McDonald's, they know exactly what they're going to do. They know their profit margins. They know the amount of clients they will likely acquire. They know the problems they'll face. And then they've made thousands of them. So the success rate goes way up. For the business owners listening, what would you say is something to be considered, some really important points to be considered when opening up a business like a franchise? How to pick it? What do they need to know? How much time? That's why I asked you, from the idea in your head to actually opening up and selling your first shake. It seems like it took 3 or 4 or 5 years. And some people just don't want to wait that long. So we want to be as realistic as possible, provide the most rich information for people so that they can help make a decision to better their own lives. So when it comes to franchises, there's lots to choose from. What do we need to know? How do we pick? What are we basing our decisions on?
Definitely. So again, you first thing is you need to see what you like it, right? Then big thing is franchisor, right? How much help they are gonna give it to you, right? Are you because again, this model works well because everything is very fast these days. Things changes very quick. So you cannot, it's a teamwork, right? You cannot do everything by yourself, right? You need a franchisor who actually in the beginning, who's with you, standing next to you and telling you what things you need to do it. They need to have a system, right? They need to have, all that, because especially in restaurant industry, you know, you need to make sure product is going into customer hand is it's right. It's they have done a full research on that. There are temperature ranges, when you're how much, what's the shelf life of the food, right? So all these you cannot just know by yourself, right? You need to make sure franchisor has that system in place. And we were lucky enough, they were from day one, even from finding a place. It took us so long. We have done so much research on where we need to open this restaurant, and franchisor was with us all the time, helping us. Okay, they have done the whole research, where we need to open this, so we got that place. Then from training to all the employees, that was critical. We almost spent 3 to 4 weeks of just without even opening the doors to customer to give training to the employees, to our employees. And employer was always there. They gave the best 2 trainers to our store, came here. They were even living in Barrie for that 4 weeks continuously, day and night, helped us on that. So these are small things we think, it's you can do by yourself, but no, you need somebody who has experience. And when choosing a franchise, you need to know about these things and ahead of time, right, before opening that.
Yeah. So be comfortable with the product. Don't just do it for the money. Like when I was thinking about opening up a Tim Hortons franchise, first off, the amount of capital that I had to put down was staggering. I didn't have anywhere near that. And I was just doing it for the money. I just thought Tim Hortons is profitable. I found out what the average Tim Hortons makes around the area that I live. But then I also found about the wait period, about how long it's going to take until it was quite a barrier for me to get in there. The capital, the wait time, the areas that I could do it. And then it was said to me, it's like, if this is going to be your everything, so you're going to be running it, expect to be there all day, every day for the first 3 years.
Very true. Very true. Yeah.
That's what they flat out said to me. Like, if you're not wealthy enough to have somebody run this for you, which I was not, this would be my everything. Said, expect to be there every day for the first 3 years. So without giving us the exact number, unless you're comfortable with it, some people are, some people aren't. What is the amount of capital that people can expect to spend with a franchise like this? Like, are we putting up multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars? Do we need $1 million to start a franchise? Or do we need 10 grand to start a franchise, like a booster juice and things like that?
Again, yeah, as you mentioned it's all depend on what kind of franchise you want to go into, right? Yes, like it's not like easy, but these days government is helping too, right? You can get actually business loans too, right? But again, for that you need to make sure you have a proper business plan. You need to know knowledge about that too. If you don't, you need to hire an accountant who knows like how to create a business plan. You have to show like your projections too, right? So you need to know that knowledge. And again, as you mentioned it, you need to be there. You need to be involved. It's not somebody else can do it for you, right? So that's why I had until I'm not going to be full-time into this, we made sure my partner stays there. He actually, from when we opened the store to the closing, he's always there, right? And to answer your question, yes, it's varied, right? Started from, I think, to me, like maybe 40, 50,000 to $1 million or multi-million millions into that if you want to go into McDonald's or all those, right? So we're as mid-size, but again, you need to know there are some help from government too. You need to know about those programs. Again, you need to jump into that, research it, get some information, get study, talk to people who have opened those similar kind of franchises, and then open that, right? So again, education is very, very important. Research by yourself. That's very important to open a franchise or a business like that.
Yeah, it's good information. There's a lot into it, but if you can't just walk into a successful business. I imagine HolyShakes will be a profitable business. It's a repeated franchise model. I imagine there are many successful versions out there, and you probably can expect what the profit margins will be over the first couple of years and the revenue. So it's a much more predictable model, and therefore we have to do more work before we start, front load the effort, the research, so that you make a good decision, because you're walking into something that's pre-built already. So rather than opening up your own mom and pop shop, which you have to build everything from the ground up, all the SOPs, all the training, the product, the offer, the pricing, the profit margins, everything. Whereas HolyShakes was done for you. You had to be trained on it, brought up to speed, choose the franchise. If you like it, you did. And then now you run it day to day. Something that I am curious about, though, I'm super biased because I'm a marketer, and marketer has pretty much freed my life, financial freedom, and given me the lifestyle that I live today, which I quite enjoy. Without marketing, without reaching the amount of people that we do, I don't think we have the business we have at all. I just think a certain amount of people need to know what you do in an effective way so that they can become your customers and that you can help more people. But franchise models, most of them, put a pretty good deal of time looking in the franchise model because I do like it. A lot of franchises have a mandatory percentage of the gross annual revenue go towards marketing and advertising. Some of them are like, you must spend 5%, 4%, 6%, 8%, sometimes for the first 3 years, 10%, and then you dial it back to 5%. But I haven't come across a franchise model yet that doesn't force upon the new owner a certain percentage towards marketing. Is that true with HolyShakes?
Yeah. So again, the thing is, today, like you have to do marketing, as you mentioned it, right? On social media, everywhere you have to do it. So the thing is, again, when you are as a franchise, you don't have the knowledge where it needs to be spent. Like you don't have that knowledge, right? Where to spend money on marketing, right? So what happened is same thing with Holy Shake. I think everybody's going, it's not a lot. It's like, you have to pay 2% no matter what you have. Plus on top of that, they are actually teaching us, helping us, telling us, it's called as LSM, right? So you actually can spend you can allocate depending on your budget, what you wanted on the marketing, right? You actually, because there are a lot of compliance as well, right? Onto that, what needs to go to, what customer should see that, right? So it has to go through the corporate, through the head office, right? So you create some reels, you send it to them, then they actually are posting that onto a Holy Shake website, right? Or onto their links. So, yep. So again, they don't force you, but they actually guide you. This is very important. And personally, I have learned that from my, MBA too, plus from my experience too. Marketing is very important these days, right? If you want to be on top of, you want to reach to your customers, this is the way you have to spend. You need to allocate that some money in for marketing.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's great advice. Again, the franchise model is just it's just tried and true, and reaching a wider audience. There's this old adage: you can have the best product on the planet, but if nobody knows about it, you don't have a business. And I very much believe that's true. Some people have a horrible product, and yet they still do really well because enough people know about them. But Gurinder, it's been a pleasure talking to you, man. I got one more question for you, one that I don't put on the questionnaire so that no one can be prepared for it. This podcast really is about not just business. It's more about people, and it's more about community.
Right.
Um, Trying to increase the quality of the lives of people listening and people getting to know each other a little bit more, having more abundance in their life, learning from other people. It's like we all have knowledge and experiences that can help the next person. Are we sharing it enough is the question. So if we feel we're not, this is a platform that we can do that on. But impact is one of the big things that I think about is I was born, I will die one day. What does the middle equate to? Like, what is my impact on this planet? What is the impact on the people that I care about, the people that I don't even know? So it's something that I think about a lot. I have all my rules for life tattooed on my forearm here so that they're always there looking at me so I can make sure that I stay the person that I want to be. But I've been very lucky to have some great mentors in my life. And in my early 20s, almost 15 years ago anyway, one of my mentors taught me about the value in thinking about your impact on the planet, how much it can affect your decision making day to day, moment to moment. And so it's the main thing that drives me. Like, who do I want to be when I wake up in the morning will result in the impact that I'm creating or not creating. And then will I be proud of that impact or feel ashamed of it? So that has very much been my compass for, close to 15 years now. And hopefully getting better and better. I love to ask the guests on the show. It's one of the privileges of being a podcasting host. You get to ask these fascinating questions to fascinating people, and you hear fascinating answers. I'd love to ask you, Gurinder, with all that you've done, you've come across the world to another country. You live pretty much on your own as a young man, teenager. You've gotten a master's degree as an aerospace engineer. You're a franchise owner. You're a father. You're a husband. You got a lot going on, man. When it's all said and done, what would you like your impact to be?
Yeah. So again, to me, like, it's what you said it. That's my, goal of life too. Exactly. I want to make an impact. I want to, be help community. I want to make sure Canada has given me a lot. Now this is my time to give back, right? Teach, like I want to be, as you said it. You got mentors too, right? Same with me too, right? I was fortunate enough. Every field I actually, went into, I got like really good people. So now this is my time to actually give back. I'll do everything. I want to be part of more, charities. I want to be part of that communities to do something for this nation, for Canada to be successful. I will do anything, like, whatever I can do it, I'll do that to make it happen.
I love that your answer is rooted in gratitude. I was given so much, and now it's my time to give back.
Yeah.
Very cool. Gurinder, it was a pleasure speaking to you, man. I love your story, riddled with adversity and challenges, ups and downs. You do a lot. You make a lot of your day. And you seem like a pretty lighthearted, genuine, kind guy. You've had a smile on your face for 80% of the episode. So it's been a pleasure to talk to you. And you radiate that energy, that positive energy. And it's always more enjoyable for me to speak to somebody that's just a positive dude. So it's been a pleasure speaking to you, man. And I look forward to, again, I will come by HolyShakes at some point. I don't think I'm going to get that big shake with half a pie on top of it and Hershey bars sticking out of the sides, 4,000 calories. Mm-hmm. That's what I eat in an entire day. But I will come and treat myself to something smaller at some point, because I just keep hearing about, I see them on Instagram. They're unbelievable. That a milkshake could be turned into whatever HolyShakes creates, some concoction that's incredible, looks amazing. Some of my favorite foods in there. But again, half of my staff or more keeps bragging about it. So I will come by one day and hopefully get to see you there as well, man. But it's been a pleasure speaking to you.
I'll same here too, and appreciate to have me on your podcast. Appreciate that. Just one thing I want to say, it's not only milkshake. We actually deal with, we are having lot of other, like, mashup eateries to burgers. We are getting lots of good response from Barrie with our burgers, with tacos, with wings too. So thank you again and don't worry, we'll be in touch more into that. So, it was like I met in person. Sean came to your store too, met him. So, and looking forward to meet you, Jeff, in person too.
It's going to be really cool. Until then, Gurinder, you have a great afternoon, man. And it was a pleasure speaking to you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. Take care. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwithjeffandsean.com. That's gnpwithjeffandsean.com. Or call 705-413-3775.